related to the OMB role would be what Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are doing. This outside group, lots of questions about how it's going to be funded, what kind of mandate it will have. Donald Trump gave them a year and a half to finish their work. So, Dan, does that seem relevant to you? Those two guys don't seem to me guys who want an irrelevant role. So how would that be relevant, what they're doing?
It will only be relevant if they, find some huge mismanagement of money or have some sort of example of reason for reform. I mean, this for 30 years, every politician talks about cutting government waste and, fraud and abuse. And the reality is a lot of it is buried deep down within the government, and it's hard to unearth. It's always protected by some member of Congress or senator that, has a parochial interest in it. So unless they have subpoena power, unless they can, compel people to interviews, I think this is just going to get some good ratings on TV a few days, and they will do absolutely nothing. And I'll be curious how much Elon Musk devotes to it versus the 5 companies he's running.
So the thing that's interesting about this, I am fascinated when I read the process stories, as we call them, and they're like, "Well, this isn't how it's supposed to work." Like, if you think I feel like I'm beating a dead horse on this, but I'm like, if you think Donald Trump cares about the process on how it's supposed to work and the norms, then you have continued to misread what's happening. I go back to look at the last White House and what Jared Kushner did, especially in respect to COVID, where he just said, screw it, I'm going to get things done and I'm going to pick up the ball. If people perceive you in Washington, D.C., whether it's Capitol Hill or the White House, to have power and access to power, that's what matters. People knew that Jared Kushner had access to the president for obvious reasons and power, and they would pick up the phone and say, what mountain do you want me to move for you, Jared? I got it. If Elon Musk, and I think he is, and Vivek are both appearing to have the president's ear, then I think they can get stuff done. And it depends whether they, to your point, there's a second question which you brought up, which is how much attention do they want to spend on it? Right. But if they are focused on this, I don't have any question that they will have the authority and access to do it.
Well, I know, but they don't have the authority to actually cut spending.
Yeah, I mean, Sean, I totally agree with you. The idea of like the way things are done, blowing it up is great politics. And I think it is, the country wants it. But Trump has suffered at times from a short attention span and chasing whatever is in the news. And this is not going to be a very sexy thing. And
right. Listen, I spent 3 years at the budget committee. We tried to do 0.5% in 2002 or something, and the members went nuts. Right. So I don't disagree with you. I mean, the Grace Commission, the BRAC efforts. I mean, people think it's all great until it's their base. Right. Yeah. So I may under no illusions, but there's a difference between, having access and power and then ultimately affecting change.
Totally. And of course, entitlements, if they don't do entitlements, they're not really doing anything.